Thanks for tuning into the second episode of this Magical Journey Ahead podcast. As promised, here is the story about my very first magic mushroom trip, or in my case, magic truffle trip, because I do prefer the truffles over the mushrooms for some reason. Probably because they're more available and there are more strands. Like there's a better description about what to expect from each truffle, because some have more visual intensity and some have more, I don't know, like insights, and it just differs, and there's different strands with different strengths. The truffle I started out with was the Mexicana, which is a very low intensity strand, which is perfect for beginners and is also the strand they use for microdosing. Before we deep dive into my experience, my very first experience, I want to talk about set and setting first, because this is so important. Here I would like to cover the most important things like mindset, your surroundings, the people you're with, food, bodily sensations you will feel, and what to do about them, some inside information about what is to be expected, what is normal, if there are any differences between males and females, how they are coming up, and other insights I have, experiences I made, and what I can recommend. Most important to me are my surroundings. I need to feel safe. So this is a very personal thing, because I feel safest when I'm alone. Other people might feel safest with the best friend on their side, or someone they can trust, a trip sitter, also depending on what dosage you take. That is a very personal decision to make, but I feel most comfortable with myself. I usually tend to freak a little bit or get more nervous about everything if there's somebody with me, even though I trust them, because those trips can take you to a very deep level of your subconscious, and that might be a little bit scary to share with somebody else, especially if they're not that experienced and just want to be there to support you, are just curious themselves. On the other hand, sometimes it can feel really cool to connect with someone, or even have how do I say it, like intimate relations. That can be a very profound experience. Yeah. Okay. Enough about that. So, as well, there is a difference between the outcome of a man and a woman. Us women, we tend to have more temperature fluctuation in our body. And that means we tend to shiver more, we tend to get cold a little bit more than men do. So for me, that means I need my blanket, I need my hot tea, I need a hot bottle. Even if it's warm outside, I still need that. I feel like it's a way of my body taking me to a more relaxed level and opening me up to the experience. But when it first happened, I was like, oh my God, why am I shivering? Is my body shutting down? Am I passing out? What is happening? So I had all these thoughts, because I didn't know any, nobody ever told me about that. And there is not a lot of resources for women, especially out there. So that's one thing I need you to know. It's totally normal to shiver and to get cold when it balances each other out. Like there's also times where you're like, I'm just hot, I just need air and I just need to breathe. So it will balance each other out at some point, and you don't have to worry about that. That's totally normal. And just a little side quest information here, because we're talking about psychedelics. Even ecstasy and MDMA can take you to a psychedelic experience. And what I want to mention about these two, let's call them medicine, because they are medicine, to me at least. Women tend to be more thirsty than men on MDMA. That means they tend to overdrink with water and dilute their minerals and vitamins in their body. So whenever you hear someone say like, don't forget to drink a lot of water when you're on ecstasy, depending obviously on how much you move and stuff like that. Obviously drink water, but don't overdrink. Like drinking 5 liters of water might not be the best suggestion as well, especially if you're with a guy and he's like drink, drink, drink. Women tend to overdrink and then they get troubles from that. That's not something that happens to men for some reason. So just keep that in mind. And always, of course, stay hydrated. Maybe have also on on magic truffles. So always have electrolytes on hand. I do like to have tea, like I mentioned before, and I do enjoy some fresh fruit. Talking about fruits, when you go on a trip, make sure that you don't eat 4 hours before you take the magic mushroom truffles because you could feel a little bit nauseous when you eat too much, when you overeat or you eat the wrong thing and then something happens like it's the skin of the mushroom and the truffle that gives you a little bit of nausea and makes you feel like ugh. That is also normal, but I do like to do it on an empty stomach or wait at least 4 hours after I've eaten. As well, I don't eat heavy stuff. I don't eat any kind of meat. I kind of feel disgusted when I eat meat. Like I once tried, like your sense of taste will change on magic mushrooms, and that makes you taste, for me at least, and I heard this from someone else before as well, like if you bite into meat, you can feel the animals suffering. It's a very strange experience, and you can taste kind of the chemicals in other stuff, like if it's not organic food. I don't know if it makes sense. Sometimes it does not happen, but sometimes it happens, and it just things just don't taste right. So what always works for me is strawberries or fruits. They are always good. They're always nice, and cucumbers or tomatoes. They are also safe, and they give you a little bit of liquid, and that I can recommend. What I also love is a very dark room, like really pitch black room. When I do a magic mushroom trip, I do it therapeutically. I don't do it on festivals or around people or to party or something like that. And it's a very strange concept for me to be around so many people. So maybe I will experience this in the future. Maybe I will try out. But for me, it's always like a therapeutical kind of thing, which is also like, where's my intention with this? I love to combine therapy with magic mushrooms, but like I go to therapy, then I come home, and then I do the magic mushrooms because I'm already open and it takes me even deeper. So I do love that. I even have a face mask where I can totally block out everything. And it's just so nice because, like it will be the blackest black you will ever see in your life. Eyes closed or open doesn't matter. And when it kicks in is when there is no difference between eyes open or eyes closed, in the dark at least. So I love that. And there is some um, symbols coming up and colors coming up. So I really love that. And I always have my playlist with me. I always need some meditative music with it. Depending on the music, your experience might change. I once had something that felt like I'm swimming in the womb of my mother or in the womb of the universe because the music was a little bit like watery. I also been on different planets, like a water planet, because I had a little bit of a dripping, watery meditation in the background. When I had some nature sounds, I felt more connected to nature and to my plants in my living room. That was cool. That was really amazing. Yeah. So I can recommend just try it out. There's also, depending on which time of the day you do it, there's a difference in doing it during daytime or in the evening. And I don't know which one I prefer. Like, I do love during the day because the colors. Like, I'll challenge you to just, if you don't want to go outside, just open the window and put your nose into the sunlight, close your eyes, and just watch those colors you have never seen before, that you cannot even describe, that you could never paint. They're just so vibrant, and they're a mix of everything. It's just beautiful, especially, and I love to just change from my living room, like where it's light and sun is coming through, and I have my plants and stuff, and then I go into the dark sleeping room, like pitch black, and it's just, you can like, you can even take like the sunshine with you, you can take the light with you, and then you see stuff in the dark, and it's just out of this world, and it's so cool, and it's so exciting. And when you come from a pitch black room into the light, it's also just that the colors are just popping. It's like you're in a different universe. So play around with it, try it out. It's really cool. mm, what else? I think I've covered most of it. If anything else comes to my mind, I will share this with you. Like, just make sure you're in the right state of mind, and really be in the right state of mind, because I once thought I was in the right state of mind, but I wasn't, because I was heartbroken, and I tried to suppress it, and I told myself, like, I'm okay, it doesn't bother me that much, but it did. And that was my first challenging trip. I will tell you later in another episode about that, because challenging trips happen, or can happen, and there's ways to prepare for that, and it's all a mental kind of thing. Oh, I did forget something. I forgot the yawning. If you take magic mushrooms, you probably sometimes start yawning, like uncontrollable yawning. I had this the first time I took magic mushrooms, and it didn't stop, and I was very confused about it, and I had to Google it, because I felt like, what is my body trying to tell me? Like, am I not getting enough air or oxygen? I was very confused about it, but it's a totally normal thing that a lot of people experience, and you're fine. For me, I interpreted it as my body is trying to tell me to let go more and to relax more. Especially on a trip, you will be so relaxed. You will sometimes just wobble through your environment. Like, all your muscles are just so relaxed, and they're so, you feel kind of weak, especially when you're on your peak. And sometimes, like, I have the picture of a hamster now in front of me. Do you know those hamsters that are just like, when they lay down, they're just flat as a pancake? Yeah, that's kind of how I experienced my first trip. I was just laying on my couch, and I was like, am I even breathing anymore? Because it was really shallow. I was a little bit concerned, and I was yawning, and I was like, am I fighting for my life? No, you're not fighting for your life. Your system is just very relaxed. That's how you get into your unconscious layers and stuff like that. I mean, you don't. I use it therapeutically, but of course, sometimes I just want to have fun with it. But I still have fun with myself, so I turn on the music. I always wear headphones. Like, I don't turn on the music just like that with the headphones. I just really enjoy music more, and you can hear the artists playing. Like, you notice who puts a lot of soul into it and stuff like that. So that is very cool. I can recommend Fred again, and I can recommend Chris Brown for now. But we can talk about music in a different episode. I think now I finally covered everything. By the way, if you want to track your experience, I do have an Etsy shop, also called Magical Journey Ahead, where I uploaded a digital trip journal where you can track your intake and your experience and stuff like that. You can download it at home and print it at home. It's 111 pages and some inspirational quotes in between. You can also fill it out on your laptop, of course, or your iPad. I do like to have mine handy, and I like to use my hands. It's a better experience for me. So if you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to visit the shop. And I think for now, this is it. So thank you very much for listening, and talk to you soon in the next episode. Thank you. Bye bye.